And the economics of relevance are not well understood, or I should perhaps say the economics of irrelevance. When you're relevant, people convert more. When you make relevant recommendations in a customer engagement situation, people do convert more with you. When you're relevant in customer service, when you're pushing case-relevant knowledge in a self-service situation, people solve their issues faster. And ultimately, they don't hit your contact center. And where people are empowered with relevant information, they innovate faster because they're more proficient at what they do. They make higher quality decisions, and that speaks volume to the efficacy of an organization. So that means more revenue at lower acquisition cost. In the customer service arena, it means call deflection and customer satisfaction, and saving a lot of money basically through self-service. And it means also better products and services and so on. And I would believe that pretty much everybody in the room understands that, because this is a very trivial summary of what relevance is all about. In the customer experience, by 2020, more than 50% of consumers and 75% of business buyers will expect companies to not only serve their needs, but anticipate their needs. That's a very different type of problem. That raises the bar and make more relevant suggestions. If you look at 80%, if you look at Gartner, in 2 years, 81% of companies say that they expect to be competing mostly on the basis of the customer experience itself. And the concept is not new. Those are two guys who have done reasonably well in their work life, in their career, we would all agree. And if you go back to the original statement, Steve Jobs mentioned that you start with the customer experience and you back it into the product. And Jeff Bezos talks about being obsessed with the customer experience. In the digital world, the bar is raised now. Customer experience is extremely important, and the economics of the employee experience is also very similar, where it's been demonstrated that delivery of contextual knowledge to employees to improve basically their proficiency reduces time, reduces costs, increases innovation, and et cetera. So the economics cannot be understated. What we mean by relevance is essentially personalization. Coveo believes, and we base the company on that there is a race towards mass personalization right now. And that race is going to be ran very, very fast. And what we mean by that is that delivering personal experiences both to customers and employees is definitely a priority, and it's a priority for 68% of companies. What we mean by mass personalization is essentially digital experiences that are tailored to intent and context. We mean delivering experiences that understand what an individual is trying to do in a digital interaction, and using AI, we'll talk about that, inferring their intent, in fact, going further than just answering what they're asking for, but really talking about, what they need next. It is not just about efficiency, it is about proficiency, which means doing more. The idea of proficiency is not that people do the same thing faster, which is efficiency. The idea of proficiency is that people do more on their own, sometimes something they didn't think they would do. Amazon is a great example of that. I'm an addict. I need to go in therapy. I've said that for years. And Amazon figures out how to make me a more proficient buyer. They actually get me to buy things that I didn't think I needed at the first place. That's another story. So mass personalization is about winning at every interaction. It is about, whether it's interacting on a website, on an e-commerce site, on a self-service site, talking to someone in a contact center, and et cetera, you need to ensure that the experience is personalized, that it's instantaneous, and that it's a winning experience.